Hi, everyone. So today I have a bit of a rhetorical question for you. I want to ask your opinion. What do you think is better? Do you think it's better to be aggressive to people and very strict with people so that they fear you, so that you can accomplish what you want in an organization or with people through fear? Or do you feel it's more important to be nice to people, to be friendly with people, so that they'll perform for you and do the things you need because they want to, because they're motivated to? Now, when I post a question like that, I think most people would probably say, no, it's better to be nice to people, it's better to be friendly, it's better to get people to do things for you because they want to. Unfortunately, a lot of people in corporate America adopt and practice the other attitude, the first attitude. They say, no, I want people to fear me. I need to make sure things get done, and I'm going to make sure that if people don't get the things done that I want done, that bad things are going to happen to them. So they're going to perform for me out of the motivation of fear. All right. Having said that, I don't think at all that that should be your attitude. Please, if that's your thought, get rid of it. It's not true. I don't care how tough you think you are. The person I'm going to talk about is dramatically tougher than you will ever be in your greatest dream. And yet at the same time, this is a person who exhibits extreme levels of niceness. He's friendly. He's outgoing. He gets people around him who are so motivated to work with him and do things with him and participate, not because they fear him, the opposite. They absolutely admire and respect him. Now, they could fear him. He's one of the most intimidating people in the world on some levels, but they don't. He's so nice, he's so open, he's so friendly that he gets a following simply because of his niceness. And I would argue that's the path most people in corporate America should want to follow, most leaders. So when I was younger, I took a lot of martial arts training. I did karate in California for quite a few years. I did a lot of hand-to-hand combat training when I was in the Marines. When I was working at Deutsche Bank in 2006, I worked with a guy who was also into mixed martial arts like I was, and we used to watch the UFC shows and talk about the fights and things. And he told me once that he was doing some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training at a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu studio here in Manhattan that's over sort of by Madison Square Garden. The studio was run and owned by a guy called Renzo Gracie. Renzo Gracie is one of the members of the Gracie family. The Gracie family is typically given credit for founding Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And if you don't know anything about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you should look into it. It is one of the most premier grappling sports out there. It's really growing in popularity, and it's a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to do. If you're looking for a good workout, something that is really good for your mind, you should really look into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So that's what I did. 2006, I went and I started taking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes over at Renzo Gracie's studio. After about 2 months, I was there one night. It was late. Renzo's gym at the time, it still is like this. It's in the basement of this building, and it was really hot down there. It's probably not as hot now as it was then, but it was really hot in those days. It was late at night. It was in the summer. I was rolling with a guy. We were doing some grappling, and I ripped the tendons in my arm. All the tendons pulled here in my upper chest, on my underarm. And my whole arm went limp. I was in massive pain, and I knew I had to leave the session. I was done. So I got up, I went into the locker room, I got undressed, I went in to take a shower. I just wanted to take a shower and get home, kind of lick my wounds, figure out what was going on, maybe go to the doctor. While I was in the shower, it was really hot, and it was steamy, and I was already hot and kind of exhausted, and I was leaning my head up against the wall, and in some moment, I passed out. And when I passed out, I fell completely backwards. There was a little door that had like a little magnet that kept the door shut. I hit that door and fell flat out. My head, the back of my head, slammed down on the tile floor and split it open. I had a big gash in the back of my head. But I passed out, and so I woke up 2 or 3 seconds later with these 3 guys standing over the top of me. Now, what the weird thing was that when I first came conscious, I felt like I had been asleep for 12 hours. I felt so well rested. I felt calm. I felt happy. It was the weirdest feeling I've ever had after being knocked out. I'd been knocked out a couple times before, a couple times in the Marines, a couple times in high school playing football. I'd been knocked out, and I'd never come to with such a clear-minded process going on. But at the same time, I was noticing, wait, I'm so relaxed and calm. It feels like I'm in bed. But who are these three guys looking down on me? Who are these three guys? That's weird. And then I was like, wait a minute, I know these three. These are three black belts from Renzo's studio. What? And then I looked down, I was like, and I'm naked. Why am I? Suddenly, as reality started to return, I almost started to panic. And I started to get nervous, like, what's going on? I was having this bad prison nightmare scenario, like, what's going on? The three guys were calming me down. They're like, no, calm down. Don't get up. You're bleeding. You cut your head. You'll be fine. But just relax. So I finally got my senses about me, and I relaxed, and I let them take care of me. They put a big towel on my head. I was bleeding everywhere. And then we went back into the locker room, and all of a sudden, Renzo Gracie walks in. And this guy's personality is larger than life. That expression really applies to him. He comes in, he's like, hey, brother, what's going on? What happened? I heard you messing up my bathroom. Let me take a look. So I turned around and showed him my head, and he goes, brother, don't worry about that. I get worse than that twice a week shaving. He was so cool about it. And he goes, listen, come with me. I'll take you down to the hospital. They know me by first name in there. They're very cool. They'll take care of you. Everything will be fine, all right? Come with me, brother. So I got dressed. I put kept the towel on my head, put my clothes on, kind of had my arm, wrapped up in a jacket or something just to take care of it. And as I was walking out with Renzo, he said, hey, first, before we go to the hospital, I'm kind of thirsty. You want a smoothie? Let's go get a smoothie. So we jump into his car. We're driving down to St. Vincent's, which is in Chelsea. It's closed now. It's not there anymore, but it used to be down at, sort of in the West Village. We drive down, stop at Jamba Juice. He buys me a Jamba Juice. He gets one. I get the same thing he has. We're drinking it. We go down. He sits there with me in the waiting room at the hospital for like an hour. My wife was coming to meet me there, and you know how waiting rooms are. They never get you in. But he sat there the whole time chatting with me. So while I'm sitting there, I'm like, I gotta ask this guy some questions. This is one of the world's most famous mixed martial artist fighters. So I'm asking him all these questions about fighting in Japan. I'm asking him about Sakuraba, the Gracie killer, this guy that he fought. And by the way, you gotta look this fight up. He fought a guy in Japan that caught him in what's called an armbar, and Renzo Gracie doesn't tap. So you want to talk about toughness. He doesn't tap the joint locks, meaning he sat there and this guy pushed his arm until it broke. On camera during the match, Renzo simply stops, gets up when the match is over, gives the guy a hug, and goes on about his day with a broken arm, as if it's nothing. So you want to talk about toughness. This is literally one of the toughest guys on the planet. Takes me to the hospital. I'm asking him all these questions. He's telling me stories. He is literally the nicest, coolest, friendliest guy I ever meet. I was really blown away by his energy. He invited me out to his house, so a couple weeks in the future, my wife and I went out and we had a big barbecue with him. We watched a UFC fight. He showed me all his old belts and trophy. I met a bunch of other, kind of famous guys out there at his place. It was amazing. It was really great. But here's the point of the story, though. Back to the original thought here. He is one of the nicest people on the planet, but he's also one of the toughest badassest people on the planet as well. He could easily, if he wanted to, build a reputation based on fear, right? Everyone would be fearful of him. But I don't think it would work. It wouldn't work for him. It wouldn't work for anyone in mixed martial arts, because people only respond to fear for so long, right? It only works for so long. His niceness, his energy, his positivity is like a magnet. It draws people in. This is what I think more leaders need in the corporate world. You need to understand that your strength and your ability to handle difficult situations, your toughness, isn't something that you should use as a badge of like honor to create fear and to get people to cower in front of you. The opposite. You should use it as a light to encourage people that they can also do these things, that what you've done is not impossible. They can also do it. Let me show you how. Teach people. Be a light. Be a teacher. Not the kind of leader who leads by fear, the kind of leader who leads by light. All right. So that's my Renzo Gracie story. Look him up online. I'll put some links in the description for some of the cool stuff he's done. But that's my Renzo Gracie story. It was an amazing experience for me, and it taught me more about being nice and being positive no matter your situation in life than I could ever have learned in any other way. So that's my post. Thank you so very much for watching and tuning in. If you're liking my videos, please click the like button. If you feel so inclined, I'd love it if you became a subscriber. Click the notification bell so that you'll get all my future videos as they come out. I'm really enjoying this whole YouTube channel thing, and I appreciate you tuning in and giving me some support. Take care.